Hey guys, welcome back to Cook, Eat, Enjoy Food. If you are new here, welcome, and please subscribe so that you can receive weekly cooking videos. And yeah, that's basically it. So in today's video, we are going to make a vanilla sponge cake. Some people call it a vanilla butter cake, some people call it a cake, a plain cake, and some call it a butter cake. So for this recipe, we are going to need 250 grams of butter. This is margarine butter, and I recommend you using margarine butter because it is fit for baking. Usually on the cover wrap of the butter, they will show that it's best for baking. If it's written best for baking, then go for it. And then we are going to need 250 grams of sugar. You can choose either white or brown sugar, it will also do. And what I like about this recipe is that you can choose if you want more sugar or less. 160 ml of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence or vanilla extract, 4 eggs, and 400 grams of self-rising flour. We will also need a cake tin, a mixing bowl, a wooden spoon, and a spatula if you have. You also need an oven for this, and a tissue paper or a paper towel, or your hands will do for this. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to move this aside. I am going to grease my pan with butter and then dust it with flour. If you have cooking spray, you can just spray it around and you'll be fit to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my butter and spread it around my tin. And you must really spread it well because this will prevent the cake from sticking into the pan. If you don't have butter, you can also use cooking oil. You just take a little bit of cooking oil and then you just spread it around the tin, and it must look something like this. I'm just spreading it around nicely. And then I'm going to take a little bit of flour and just put it in there, and now I'm going to dust it. So the flour will indicate where you didn't put enough butter. It will have a different, the area will be different. Where you didn't put butter, the flour will not stick. And the reason we put flour is just to prevent the cake from being too greasy from the butter that we just applied in there. So now you can see that these areas I didn't put enough butter, so I'm just going to get my stick of butter and grease that area and repeat and dust it with flour. It's very, very important to get all the spots in the pan. And do that. And just put again some more butter. Now I'm done dusting my pan, so I'm just going to put it aside because we are going to use that for later. So let me just bring back my ingredients. What I like to do first, I take my butter. It should be at home temperature. Just scoop my butter out there, and I'm going to mix the butter with the sugar, and you want it to mix it until it is very nice and creamy. So if you have an electric mixer, you can also use an electric mixer for this. It's just faster and saves time. I'm just going to mix it very well. If your butter is not yet at room temperature, you can just pop it into the microwave for a little bit, for some seconds, and you are good to go. So now my butter is nice and creamy. My butter and sugar mixture, it is nice and creamy. So at this point, you are going to add all your eggs, all your 4 eggs. You're going to add it in there and mix it again very well. So you add your 4 eggs and mix it. Now after adding your 4 eggs and mixing them well, we are now going to add our vanilla essence or extract, our milk, and a little bit of flour. Just a little bit. You don't need to dump the whole bowl of flour there. You're just going to put a little bit of flour. Now we just put this aside, and now we are going to preheat our oven at 180 degrees Celsius. So now my oven is on. I'm going to continue mixing. Now we're going to gradually add our flour and just mix until you have no lumps and it's nice and smooth. Now I am done mixing my cake batter. You can see it is nice and smooth, and it's also lump free. Make sure your cake batter doesn't have any lumps, and don't over mix it. If you do over mix it, your cake will be very heavy and dense. And for this recipe, we are not looking for a dense cake. Now I'm just going to get my pan that we have dusted earlier. So here's the pan, and I'm going to put now my butter into the pan. What I like about a spatula is that when you scrape your butter, it doesn't leave any butter behind. If you don't have a spatula, you can just use your spoon. Just try to scrape the butter out of the mixing bowl. Beat it here so it can be nice and leveled. So this is how your butter should look like. Must look like something like this. Now I'm going to pop my pan into the oven that we just going to open the oven, and it's hot. I tell you, you must be careful. I'm putting your pan into there. It's pretty hot. I'm just going to put it in there. I'm gonna close it. Now we are going to bake the cake for 35 minutes. After 35 minutes, you can open the oven and put a skewer and see if it's cooked. If it's not cooked, then you can leave it a little bit longer. So I'll be back in 35 minutes. It has now been approximately 35 minutes. So now I'm just going to open my oven and see if the cake has fully baked. And I'm going to use this, I don't know how you call it. Please comment down below the name of this. So if the cake sticks onto this means it is not fully cooked. So you can see there, you can see in the center it didn't cook very well. So I'm going to leave it for an extra 5 minutes. Some ovens at this moment, or at this time 35 minutes, the cake is fully cooked, but unfortunately for mine, I'll have to leave it in for some 5 minutes, and then I come back and see it has fully, and see if it is fully cooked. See you in another 5 minutes. Now it has been approximately 10 minutes. I did check it at 5 minutes, but the cake was just not cooked, so I left it for another 5 minutes more. So I'm just going to check if it's cooked. And you need to use gloves so that you can protect yourself against burns. So I'm just going to remove it from there and just stick it in there. So you can see it is clean. This means the cake is fully cooked. So now I'm just going to remove it. I'm multitasking, so yeah. I'm going to remove it and just put it on top there. The cake is fully cooked. Now we are going to wait until it is fully cool. So we're going to wait for 15 to 20 minutes until it cools down. Then we can take it out of the pan, because if we take it out of the pan while it's still hot, it will just break because it's still so soft. So I'll be back in 15 minutes. It has been now 15 minutes and my cake is now cool. So I'm going to remove it from the pan. Nicely remove it. And there it is. So now I'm going to look for a bowl so that I can turn the cake into the bowl where it's going to stay in. Your cake is ready. There you have it. You just made your cake. What you can put, like if you want to decorate your cake or something, if you have apricot jam, you can just spread it around the cake and then just sprinkle some sprinkles on top, then you're good to go. If you have icing, you can just put icing on the cake. If you have chocolate, you just melt the chocolate and then put it on it. If you have ganache, chocolate ganache, I think, if you put it there, you just decorate your cake with the ganache, and you can do a lot of things with this cake. So there you have it. You just made your own vanilla cake. I hope you'll try this recipe out and tell me how it was. And yeah, and there you have it. Don't forget to cook, eat, and enjoy your food. So please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it. Bye. See you in the next video.